What's up, friends? We got to pick Doug's mom's house yesterday, and that was a treat because I've heard of this house for a while. It's kind of this thing of legend that it's a total hoard of all kinds of shit. So I was like, alright, can I go and pick some shit out of it? And he was like, yeah, she shouldn't be back ever again. It was the first day where she was basically gone from the house. She was really protective over it. So I was like, all right, what could we do? I go into the garage and I seen a lot of tools. I took all of them because I gave all my tools away to get my guard card to be a security guard, and then I didn't even do that. I got another job that I liked better. So what I really prized in all of this collection was that plastic skateboard. That was awesome. But my favorite finds are the booze. And I don't even really drink booze. But to be honest, these are badass, man. Okay, let's talk about how you would date this booze here. By the label right here. See the little side label? That's what makes it valuable as well. There was other booze there that didn't have the seals, and I left them there because this is what makes it cool. If it's sealed, it's never been opened, that's good. Nobody wants your open booze. And nobody wants just the bottle either. Come on, man. It has to have all the booze in it, and it has to have the seal on it. Moving on, either of these are a piece of history, and I wouldn't lean towards one or the other being more important, but at this current moment, people are really paying a lot of money for scotch. So let's talk about this one first. This is not expensive scotch. Passport Scotch is a blended scotch that's actually still around. It's produced in Brazil. It's actually bottled in Brazil. They'll mail Brazil barrels of scotch, and they mix them with neutral spirits. And that's what a blended scotch is. It's not all scotch in the bottle. It's part neutral spirits, kind of like vodka. It's just, they call it grain whiskey. It pretty much means neutral grain spirits mixed in with actual scotch produced in Scotland by a real Scottish distillery. So, the romance of it, now most all breweries got owned by somebody, but the same thing happened to the booze industry. They got owned by two different people. Either Pernod Ricard portfolio owns most booze, or the Diageo brand also owns most of the booze. So, this one's actually produced by Seagram's now. And I watched a Scotch review by Ralphie on this one. Please watch Ralphie's channel. It's so good. His Scotch reviews are awesome. You don't have to drink this shit. You know what I mean? You could just watch him drink it and teach you a piece of history, and then you don't have to drink it, because Scotch is a little bit coarse for your stomach or your brain or anything. It's a piece of history, but it's a little bit rough as a drink. So this is a little bit of a lighter scotch because they added neutral grain spirits to it. And what Ralphie said was it's younger scotch, like not very long aged scotch, and that's mixed with neutral grain spirits. So this is at a low price point. It's not an expensive scotch, although it's still produced. People will want to know what a vintage of it tastes like, and ask Ralphie. A vintage scotch, even blended scotch, was way better in the 70s. This is from either 73 to 77. That's what this indicates, this tax seal. So this was the golden age of scotch. People really love scotch. If this was like a really cool bottle of Glenlivet or Glenmorangie or Highland Park or something, I don't know, people would really, really pay a lot of money for this, but it's a blended scotch. So although it has its romance, is probably worth $20. Ralphie would like to do a review of this scotch in an American version because the one he tasted was from Brazil. And he also does tastings of vintage scotches, which he loves. Look at his review of Johnny Walker Red, and you'll see that he really loves whiskeys from the 70s and talks really highly of them and how the quality went down over the years. So check out Ralphie's whiskey reviews. He's a really cool channel. And tell him that I have this bottle, and I'll mail it to him if he wants to.